Welcome back, guys. So, welcome back to the channel, guys. It's me, 80s from 144. So, today, guys, is the final day of the group stage, guys. And oh my god, we had so many crazy stuff happen today. What a last day it was of the World Cup action. So, remember, guys, there will be a stream in 30 minutes from now. I was originally going to do it this time, but I had something pop up unexpectedly. So, I have to push back everything, delayed everything. And, it is what it is. And, yeah, let's start with the first game. We got South Korea versus Portugal. What a game this was. Portugal on the day were they created so many chances. Cristiano Ronaldo had a disaster class today. I'm sorry. I know this is a game that Portugal didn't really have much to play for because let's face it, they pretty much already qualified to the next stage and likely they were at the top of the group. I say likely now because there was still a small chance that Uruguay could jump over them. Actually, not Uruguay. Sorry, Ghana actually could have jumped over them, but the event of that happening was unlikely. And you have to give credit to South Korea. They fight to the very end. And I like this make of this team. Like, they may not have the individual stars compared to other nations, like, maybe like Morocco, um, and Japan and these kind of nations, but they fight to the very end. And I didn't really give South Korea much of a chance in the group, to be fair. Now I will be fair and real and say this right now. I believe in my original predictions, I actually didn't trust Uruguay to advance. you know. But I then ended up picking Uruguay to advance, and it is what it is. And South Korea on the day were fantastic. I think on the day they showed energy. They wanted that goal so badly, and that goal from Wang Chan, man, what a goal that is. It is going to come down to his in nation's history. And me and Rank were actually discussing this yesterday in live stream that is there a chance South Korea could actually advance, right? You know, and Wang Chan scored at the right of the end. Great assist from Son, man. That's a clutch assist. And you got to give credit to South Korea, man. That equalized from Yong King Jim, get that rebound there. And the Ricardo Horta scoring the first goal, man. And for South Korea, man, it's a huge win for them. Huge win for them. And it's amazing that they were able to win this game because the optics were looking really bad, especially them losing to Ghana in the last game. Now they had to win this game, and they actually won against the group winners. Now, keep in mind this was a Portugal B team, so this wasn't their strongest team. But credit has to be given because it was still a pretty strong Portuguese team. You still had Pepe starting, you still had Diego Costa, you still had Dalot, you still had Ruben Neves, Vitinha, Ronaldo, Horta, Cancelo. It's not like this is like entirely like a reserve team from Portugal. If anything, it's still a strong team. It's obviously not the strongest team, but it's still a pretty strong team nonetheless. And I think for South Korea, man, it's a huge. I'm happy for Son. I believe this is gonna be his first time he's gonna be playing the knockout stage of the World Cup. Then you can see how much it meant to the fans. You can see how much it means to players and how monumental this is. And crazily enough, we have 3 Asian nations in the quarter around the 16 guys: Australia, Japan, and South Korea. And it's incredible, man. And I believe this is the first time we've also seen this as well. Right? Let's talk about the other match, guys. The other match wasn't really that significant if you think about it, but it was still pretty significant in the sense that Uruguay, Ghana promised they would get revenge, and yeah, Ghana was terrible in this game. I'm sorry, Ghana for the most part this game were very average. Let's talk about the penalty. That penalty that Ghana got, it was kind of a soft penalty, but I could see why it was given. It was given. Kudos wins a penalty. I believe he won the penalty. And Andre Ayew steps up, and it's a great save from Rochet. Rochet saves it brilliantly. And then from that point on, man, Ghana created chance after chance. And Luis Suarez, man. Luis Suarez was fantastic on the day. He got an assist for the Derescata goal. Nice header there. And it was crazy, man. And Luis Suarez, man, he had some interesting quotes before the game and saying that, it wasn't my fault that Ghana missed their penalty. It's their fault in the day, which I actually kind of agree. Like at the end of the day, like Ghana fans, like of course you should have the right to be mad to be Suarez, but at the end of the day, it's your guy's own fault. It's Guyon's fault that he didn't score that penalty. So from that point on, Ghana stood resilient. They were trying to stop Uruguay from scoring the third goal. Ghana did have some half chances there, but never really on target. And for the most part, guys, Uruguay just were all over them. I am kind of confused though. Why did Diego Alonso take off Suarez? That I thought was a really stupid decision, and I think that actually costed them because honestly, in my opinion, if Luis Suarez had stayed on the pitch, I think Uruguay would have scored the third goal, and Uruguay would have advanced. Because remember, guys, Uruguay got eliminated through a goal difference, due to goals scored, right? Because they scored 2 goals and South Korea scored 4, they got eliminated. So if they had actually scored one more goal, they would have been through a positive 1 goal difference. So you have to give massive credit to Ghana there for making it difficult. I think the goalkeeper made some good saves. Um, and yeah, for the most part, man, Ghana were just not good enough, in my opinion. And I just don't understand why Diego Alonso took off Darascata as well. He was fantastic on the day, man of the match. Nice brace there. And yeah, he's a very underrated player for Uruguay. I don't know why a lot of people don't talk about him. He was very important. I remember me and Rank were actually discussing about him in our World Cup preview for Uruguay. But yeah, I mean, it's a big win for Uruguay. They do it, but it wasn't quite enough for them to advance. All right, Cameroon won, Brazil now. Wow. This World Cup, man. Oh my God, Cameroon, man. Vincent Aboukougar, this guy, he always turns up for Cameroon. Because, like I said, guys, I don't think the Cameroon team is that great. But when it comes to goal scoring, he always turns up. Because on the day, man, Brazil were great. I think Brazil actually played a good game despite the loss. I just think Brazil just were unlucky. I think you have to give massive credit to the Cameroon defense because I think the Cameroon defense was very strong on the day, making so many saves on the day. And you have to give credit to Cameroon. They fought for everything. They tried everything they could to get into this game. And Vincent Aboukouar with that nice header to make it 1-0. Unfortunately, it wasn't quite enough for them to advance because Switzerland won. I believe if Switzerland and Serbia actually had tied, then Cameroon would have advanced, which would have been incredible. And so it's very heartbreaking. He even got a yellow card, a second yellow for excessive celebration, so he got sent off, which was a bit harsh, but it was the right decision to be fair. And I don't think he cares. I don't think he cares. Obviously, now he's gonna be so mad that I could have stayed on, but it is what it is. And yeah, for me, Brazil, man, they just played their second string team. They played Ederson in goal. They had the likes of Dani Alves. Then obviously they also had Militao, Bremer, Telles, Fabinho, Fred, Anthony, Rodrigo, Martinelli, Gabriel Jesus. And it's obviously very clear that Brazil didn't really care about this game. This game wasn't really that important for them because they already topped the group pretty much with the superior goal difference and points. So the funny thing is, though, if Switzerland actually had scored a second goal, I believe Brazil actually would have came through second place, which would have been pretty crazy to say the least. So, but yeah. And then finally, the final game we have here, Serbia-Switzerland. This was always going to be the game that was going to determine that second place. And remember, guys, Serbia just needed to win this game. Switzerland didn't even need to win this game. A draw would have been satisfactory, but they got the win. And I got to say, man, Switzerland are a very difficult team to crack down. Their attack and their defense is solid, man. I know they conceded 2 goals in the day, but they have such a good midfield. I like that So guy. That So guy is so underrated. And Xhaka obviously was good, and then Shaqiri scoring the opening goal. Nice goal there and the back post. And I just gotta say, Serbia, man, they were so bad defensively. Now, you got to give credit. Serbia did come back in the game. Mitrovic did score the equalizer. It was a great goal. And the Vlahovic scoring as well. And Serbia from that point were looking good. But Switzerland, man, they just always had that more bite in them. And, and Switzerland, remember, they created early chances right from the beginning, right from the get-set go, right? It's just that the keeper made so many good saves. You have to give credit to Milinkovic-Savic, the goalkeeper there. And then the second goal was scored by Embolo just before halftime. And the third goal was scored by Freuler. So nice cut back there. And I gotta say, man, for Serbia, man, it's a huge devastating loss. And yeah, and it's pretty disappointing, man. And so it is really crazy to say the least. And also, fun fact for you guys: Switzerland and France are the only 2 European teams to qualify for the knockout stage in each of the last 5 major tournaments since 2014. So that's a very incredible stat for you guys. And Switzerland, man, they're just so resolute at the midfield. Freuler, Shaqiri, Vargas. I do think though Switzerland need a bit more attacking fire because I don't really think Embolo is enough, and that's my issue with Switzerland is that they just don't score enough goals. But defensively, they're solid, and they even have their first choice goalkeeper. Sommer didn't even play this game. So that's a massive credit to be given there. As for Serbia, man, I thought their Serbian coach was stupid on the day. I don't know why he took off Vlahovic. I don't know why he took off Milinkovic-Savic. I don't know why he took off his best players. I just don't understand why coaches do this, man. Only do this if your team is like winning. I can understand if let's say Serbia were 4-3 or 5-3. Then the game is almost over, right? But why still take Vlahovic and Tadic off and Savage? It just doesn't make sense. I don't understand what Stojkovic is doing there. And I actually put in my top 10 coaches of this year's World Cup, and I'm kind of regretting to put him on that list because for me, I think his man management was terrible in the day. I think Vlahovic should have started against Cameroon, and you could tell that the Serbia man, that Cameroon game, I think really killed them off. And Serbia man, for all the hype they had coming into this World Cup, they finished bottom of the group, is actually really sad. It's really sad, and I just think that we just saw that any team that gets so much hype before the tournament begins is bound to flop. I think we saw it today with Denmark and now with Serbia. So tough loss for Serbia. I feel bad personally because I actually wanted to see Serbia through, have some change there. But, it is what it is. Switzerland are through to the next round, and they'll be playing Portugal, and of course Brazil will be playing against South Korea in the round of 16. So as I said, thank you guys for making it all the way this far. Please remember, if you made it all the way this far, consider hitting that like button. Hit that like button if you're new around here. Consider also hitting that subscribe button as well if you made it this far. And let me know if I missed any huge shocking points, because there probably is. And so forth. So make sure you guys comment down below your thoughts in the comment section below. Remember, guys, there will be a stream coming up in around 10 or 15 minutes from the time you're seeing this video. And yeah, I do appreciate it. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Peace out.